I've just now put up the two graphs of land use. Now, what is land use? Land use, in very, very simple terms, means how you utilize the land. Is it being used for grazing? Is it being used for agriculture? Are we doing mining on it? So these are the various uses of land. You compare the two graphs. One is for the year 1960-61 and the other is for the year 2008-2009. We start with the largest one. 45.26% of the area was net zone area in 60-61, and we have increased to 46.24% by the year 2008-2009. So we have a very, very large area under cultivation. In fact, it is the largest in the world. No other country has such a large area under agriculture. 18.11% was the area under forest, which has increased to 22.78%. Now that is a positive factor. We have increased our forest area, and that was necessary for ecological development. But according to the world norm, a country should have 1/3, that is 33% of its land area under forest cover. So we are still lacking somewhere, a negative factor. 12.0% is barren and unculturable waste, which has decreased to 8.61%. Now, what is unculturable or barren? Barren land. Barren land is something which cannot be used for any purpose. While culturable waste is land that is left uncultivated for more than 5 agricultural years, it is left uncultivated to regain its fertility. With our technological advancement, we have been able to reduce this barren land to a very large extent. The area under tree crops and non-agricultural use together account for about 8%. We still, to a very large extent, are having that area under these uses. Then comes a very, very important land use, that is the land under pasture. Land under pasture was 4.7, which has reduced to 3.38. India has the largest number of cattle in the world. Now, with a very, very small area under pasture, what do these cattle feed on? They feed on agricultural waste and grain chaff. So, the quality of cattle in India is poor. The current fallow has increased from 3.7 to 4.7%. That is, land that is left uncultivated for one or less than one agricultural year. Again, this has been possible with our technological development. So this is your land use and the various patterns, and we have been able to use this data for our benefit. It's not that all the states in the world, all the states in India are having the same percentage of land and the various land use. For example, Haryana and Punjab have 80% of the land under cultivation, whereas it is less than 10% in Jammu and Kashmir devoted to agriculture. So it varies. It varies from one area to another, from one region to another. We need to study land use, as we need to know what percentage of land is put to various uses. I think that is sufficient for today. we just have a few questions for you. Very most important, first one, what is sustainable development? Second, what are the 3 stages of resource planning? Third, why do we need to conserve resources? Fourth, in spite of the very, very small area under pasture land, how are we able to feed the millions of cattle that we are having in India today? Thank you, children, for today.